Hi, so we're back and I'm going to share a couple of samples with you that I've created. So we've done this little A2 card. So these are the cards that are in your kit this month. So we've used some of that new beautiful, is it candy cane? Let me see. Santa's hat, that's it. I'm familiarising myself with all the names. So this is the Santa's hat on the base, which is a real vibrant red. And then we've used one of the tags that was in the die set. So it's, put this one out. It's this one here, and we've put this underneath the tag. We've done a tag in the opposite direction. We've cut into the tag with the piece, but then we've cut the love out and we've paper pieced and filled in. And then we've heat set the Shamrock Green hybrid just because it's on a bobbly surface really, and that's that new cardstock that we've got, the ice rink. So I've stamped the little Christmas trees there, and then we've got peace, love and hope, and then we've just randomly used the vintage drops that you've got in the kit, and then we've tied off a little knot with the ribbon that you've got also in the kit. So that's one card that we've created there. Now I'm going to show you another. So we've got this other A2 card, and we've used the matte and layers with the pearlescent, again that red cardstock, that new red cardstock there, Santa's hat, and then we've used the pattern papers from the pad, and then we've cut out a tag in green, we've cut a tag in white, and then we've filled in with that beautiful red glitter card that we've got in the kit. We've heat set the wishes, so we've gone over with like an anti-static powder here, and we've stamped with a clear mark ink pad, and then we've sprinkled that lovely sugared strawberries glitter embossing powder on there, and then we've heat set it with a heat gun. And then we've used some of those gorgeous candy cane, what's the actual name? The actual name is Candy Cane Pure Sheen Sequins. I'm not familiar with all the different names as yet, but they are just stunning. So we've added some of those there randomly as well. And again, we've made the most of this gorgeous ribbon, and we've used that to tie off at the top. So that's another A2 card. And then we've made a 5x7 tent fold. So obviously a tent fold card. You've got the hinge at the top here. And again, this time we've used that gorgeous iridescent cardstock, seafoam green, I think it's called, seafoam green, and we've used that as the layer. Then again, we've used that Santa's hat. I fell in love with that Santa's hat cardstock because it just screams Christmas to me. And then here we've created a little bit of a pattern with one of the strips that you get in the set. So it's not the dotted one, it's the actual dash, like the stitched line. So we've used that just to create a little bit of interest in the background. We've used the hand cotton paper, and all I did is, there isn't a layering die inside the tag, but all I did was I drew inside the line of the tag and then cut it out freehand. And if you've got a white pencil or a white pen to draw around so you can see where you're going, and that just adds a nice finish inside the tag. And then we've cut the holidays out, we've matte and layered it with the base green and the top layer in white, and then we've paper pieced again with this lovely Santa's hat cardstock. Again, I'm making the most of this ribbon because I don't think we've ever had ribbon before in any of the kits, so this is really nice having this ribbon. And then here we've stamped the happy from the stamp set, so happy holidays, and I think our US friends will like this sentiment. So that's a 5x7 card, and we're going to go ahead now. I'm going to make a card stroke tag stroke decorated box. So I think we should just crack on. So I'm just going to put those to one side out of the way, and then we go. So let me just put the few things to one side. I'm going to start off with the box. So I've cut a piece of white card. It's 300 GSM. Tonic do the white 300 GSM. And the piece of card measured 5x7. And if any of you got a scoreboard, like where you've got a board that measures the base on one side and the lid on another side, it was just a 5x7 piece of card, and it was scored at 1 inch on all 4 sides. So one piece was scored on the left side of the board to make the base, and the other was to make the lid. So that's how I've done this box. It takes all the measuring really out of it. So I've already glued that together. So the lid of the box is the same. It's 5x7, scored at 1 inch on all 4 sides. And this time we've used that beautiful foiled cardstock. And as you can see, that's scored beautifully in a scoreboard. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to glue the tabs together and hope my glue's not... There we go. So I'm just going to hold that on all 4 sides, and it doesn't take long to grab. You could put paper clips in if you don't want to hold it. So I'm going to go ahead and put glue on the other side and then hold that one in. There we go. I just think this tag would look lovely on a box, or a box of tags to gift to somebody as well. Because we do kind of do all these types of things at Christmas, don't we, where we give our friends a helping hand and we make a batch of tags up for parcels. So, but for this one we're actually decorating the box with a tag, and then we're going to make a little tag card inside the box. So again, just hold those till it's grabbed. There we go. And I think that's done it. So that's the base and the lid created. So I've gone ahead for this one because I'm going to do another one, and I've cut the tag out and I've stamped "Have Yourself a" using the Shamrock green ink pad, and then I've gone over the tag with some anti-static powder, and I've just rubbed over the card the anti-static powder just to get any grease marks off. And then I've stamped this with the Nuvo Clear Mark pad. And then we've sprinkled that embossing powder over the top, and we've heat set it with a heat gun. So I've gone ahead and I've done that already. I've then cut the Christmas out and I've done the backing plate. So we've got the backing plate here, and I cut that in green, in that lovely new green. And then I cut again the detail and the backing die. So I cut it out in white card in the backing die, remove it, and then I die cut the detail. I never put 2 dies in the machine at once, because if they cross over, that's your die's ruined. So one at a time. And then I've glued those together. And then again, I've just used this die, the detail die, and I've cut the red glitter out. So we've filled in all the glitter with the paper piecing. So I've put foam pads on the back. We are going to put another one together, so this is why this one is done already. So foam pads on the back there. And then this is going to have foam pads on the back. And then that's going to rest on the lid, just like so. And that's your box, decorated and made to measure. There it goes. So isn't that a lovely keepsake, you know? So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to make a card. So I've cut another tag. Let me get the die. So there's the tag cut. And then I've got a piece of card and I've folded it over at the top there, so you've got a hinge. And I would place the die so that just the top was hanging over the edge of the cardstock. And that will give you a card blank. Okay, because this is going to be a tag on a card, so it will be a card. And then we're going to glue the tag onto the front of that base. So when it sits, it will sit like a conventional card. Okay. But first I'm going to stamp. And I've got the Merry here on my acrylic block. Now if you're more comfortable using a stamping platform, then feel free to use a stamping platform. It's each to their own. I do use my platform all the time, but because this isn't a very big stamp, I'm quite confident that I can get the look that I want just by using the block. So make sure it's the right way up, and then we're going to press firmly at the top and lift away. So there is the stamp. So I'm just going to heat that for 1 minute. And there's no chances of me smudging. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put foam pads on the back of that because I want some depth on there. And there we go. And then this is going to go on the front of the card. So just line it up with a corner, and you're sure then to get it exactly where you want it. So that is our card blank made. So we've now cut out the backing plate for the Christmas. So that's the backing plate there. And that is going to be placed there on the card. We've then cut it again in white, and then we've cut the detail out, and there we have the white one. Now that obviously blends in with the card, so we need to give it a bit of oomph. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the back of my hand and glue those two pieces together. There we go. And place those together there. There we go. Right. Get rid of the excess glue off my hand before we get it everywhere. There we go. Right, so we've gone ahead now and we've cut that again into that gorgeous handmade cotton paper. Okay, so we've used that beautiful paper, and then we've got all the little tiny pieces. There's there's a biddy in here and it's driving me crazy. It came in through, it's been a beautiful day today, so all the windows have been open. And it's coming and it's, I think it's after me. So, we'll move on. So we're going to put a little bit of wet adhesive down into here. I do randomly go off cue. There we go. So we're just going to put the wet adhesive. So I do apologise if you see a little tiny biddy wandering around the lens of the camera. There we go. So then we're going to infill these pieces back in. There we go. And press this in, because with it being hand cotton paper it needs a little bit of teasing to go back in there. There we go. There we go, in you go. I love paper piecing. I think it just can make a project just really pop with that extra added colour. And some people say, oh, it takes so long. It doesn't really. It doesn't take that long. But I think it's always worth the bother. So I'm going to infill with glue there. And we've got some bigger pieces that we can put in there. So let's put that down there. Put the A in. Can you believe we're doing Christmas already? Blimey. It comes faster every year. Bet somebody out there knows exactly how many days it is till Christmas Day. I don't want to know till nearer the time. So I've got a little sticky mark there, so I'm just going to remove that. There we go. And there we've got the Christmas filled in. So I'm going to put some foam pads on the back here. There's that biddy. It's after me again. There we go. I think it's determined it's going to have me for breakfast, lunch, dinner and tea. There we go. So take the foam pads off. And then we're going to place that just there. And then we're going to put a piece of the ribbon through the hole and tie that off. So be careful when pulling this through your loop, because it's quite a thickish ribbon with it being grosgrain. So just gently tease it through the loop. There we go. And then thread that through, bring it through, and then twist it. And if you twist it whilst you're doing the knot, you'll get the dotted side both sides. Okay. And then I'm just going to trim those pieces off. There we go. And if none of you have bought these scissors, oh my days, these are the best shears for you know, your sewing and everything. But I have these just for cutting ribbon. Rather extravagant, I know, but they will last me years, and they always give a really, really neat finish there on ribbons and things. And I can tell those apart from my other scissors, so they never get mixed up with paper scissors. So we've got that one there, and then what we're going to do, I think, are we going to have drops? I think we might have drops. Yes, we're going to have drops. So these are your vintage drops. Move that tag off there. And then I'm just going to random squeeze and lift. Okay, so we'll do a tiny one there. Never push the nozzle right to the cardstock. Hover above the cardstock. And then I always finish off with the twizzle. So I'm going to put a little one there and one there. Don't want too many. We might have one there, a small one. Now obviously be careful with your bow until they're dry. So I'm going to put that to one side just for the moment, and then we're going to finish the one off that we've put on the box. So you're going to get all your sequins in here, and I'm going to add don't know where my thing's gone, never mind. Right, so I'm going to add a large one to the top here, a little bit of glue. So just place that down there, and the glue will dry clear, so don't worry about that. I think we'll have a medium one there, and then we'll have one there and one there. So we'll put a baby one there, and we'll have another medium one just there. And they will dry clear. So we'll put these back in the pot because we don't want to waste one single sequin, because these are absolutely gorgeous. And I'll definitely have to be getting another one of these because I think they'd look gorgeous in a shaker. So there we've got our gift box. And there we've got our card that we've made. So it stands up. So that just fits nicely. And I'm going to be careful because obviously those drops are wet. And the tag just fits in there beautifully. You could put maybe another 1 or 2 tags in there with that depth. If you didn't want it as deep as that, you could just go 1/2 inch in depth. And then if we put the lid on, there's your gift. So I'll show you one I did earlier, just because it's dry. That's the colour the drops are when they're dry. They go a little bit darker, and they're a matte in finish, unlike your gloss drops. And then of course it will sit up like that on the mantle, or as a thank you, or whatever you want to send it for. I mean, this tag will come in useful for other occasions, not only just Christmas. But it's the perfect size for that box. And again, the measurements for that box are 5 by 7. Both pieces of cardstock, that cardstock and the white cardstock, 2 pieces, 5 by 7. And then if you've got one of these scoreboards that does the lid and the base, you'll score 1 inch on the lid side, 1 inch on the base side, and it takes that measurement into account, so that your lid will fit snugly over the base. So that's part of our kit 44. Let's have a little tidy up there so that you can see all these cards. I hope you can see all those in shot there. Let's have a little look. There we go, just so that you can see them all. So we've got a 5 by 7 here, we've got an A2, and you've got landscape and portrait, and then we've got the tag that's in the greeting box and a greeting box. And it just shows that this card scores beautifully to make gift boxes. So definitely keep it for your lids, and do your base in a plain white, and that way you'll save all that lovely cardstock for your lids. So I just want to say thank you very much for joining me today. and please hit the subscribe button. That way, when any future videos come out, whether they're for boxes, cards, kits, or designers' choices, or stamp club, you'll get a notification that I've put a video on. And if you're not a kit subscriber, if you'd like to subscribe, all the links will be in the descriptions below. And you can buy a one-off kit, or you could subscribe to the kit. And if you do subscribe to the kit, you'll get 10% off your Tonic purchases on their website. And they work straight from Tonic's website or straight from my affiliate links. So I'd just like to say thanks again, and I hope you come back and visit me again soon. Take care, everybody. Bye for now.